Hello and welcome everyone, Heart here, and today we're finally back with more Third Age Total War with Divide and Conquer version 5.0. 5.0 is currently in open beta. You can get access to it and download it for yourselves by joining the Divide and Conquer Discord. I'll put a link to it down in the description. But at long last, it's faction vote time for a new Divide and Conquer series. I've been waiting to start this for absolutely ages. I know loads of you guys have been super keen for when this next series will start. So the wait is nearly over. The poll, which you can find a link to in the description, will take you to my YouTube community tab where you can vote on the 4 factions that I've shortlisted for this next series. That poll will run for the next 7 days. Then it'll give me a week to get an intro made by the fabulous H for Havoc, who's done all my custom intros in the past. And then I'll be looking to release the first episode at some point in the week beginning the 27th of March, which is the first week that I'm back from my honeymoon, my holiday that I'm currently away on. Currently, I'm looking at either the 28th or the 29th of March as the drop date for that first episode. Will, of course, be 3 uploads each week, hour specials every 10 episodes. I might push and do 4 or 5 episodes the first week for kind of its release and its start of this new series, but we'll see how I get on. Without further ado, let's dive on in single player, War of the Ring campaign, the main campaign, and go through those 4 options. Fear not if a faction that you'd really like to see me let's play as isn't on this shortlist. It was really tough kind of shortlisting the factions that I still haven't played and the ones that I still want to play, down to a shortlist of 4. But I will be looking to, once we finish this campaign, replace it directly with another Divide and Conquer series, or 2. I don't know how many more factions really you guys want to see me play through, but I do have some plans for additional series after this one already in mind. And obviously, as long as the fabulous Divide and Conquer team continue to update and improve the mod, tweaking existing factions, or I don't know if there's any that they could actually add in. But yeah, I see myself playing this mod and this overhaul for quite some time to come. So, in no particular order, first up, we have the Woodland realm. That is option number 1, the Elves of Mirkwood. I know we had High Elves as our last series, but Woodland realm, they have a different roster of units. I think they play a little bit differently, plus their kind of start is quite interesting as well. Then we have the Remnants of Angmar. I've wanted to play as Angmar for absolutely ages. I think they had an overhaul in version 4.0 of Divide and Conquer, and ever since then, I've wanted to check them out because I think they've got a cool start, a fabulous roster of really interesting units, and yeah, I think it'd be fun to play as the evil Northman. Then the next option we have is the Dwarves of Ered Luin. Love me some dwarven action, and these guys starting all the way over in the west. You'll have a different kind of host of enemies to face. We'll go through their objectives for each of these factions in a minute. But yeah, I think they've got again another interesting start location. It is a lot of kind of northern spread for these factions. It's definitely going to be my northern campaign, I think, bar the last option, which is one that you guys have been requesting that I include on a poll for absolutely ages, which is the Easterlings of Rune. Now, previously they haven't particularly appealed to me that much, but they've actually grown on me, particularly because they have a very different start location to all the other factions on the poll. Who doesn't love the units of the Easterlings as well, with that gold armor and that scale plate? It looks really cool. We'll be facing off a host of different factions that I haven't really fought a huge amount in my other campaigns. I think perhaps Dol Guldur got the closest. So they should offer a very different experience. But yeah, those are the 4 factions. Woodland Realm, Elves of Mirkwood, Remnants of Angmar, Dwarves of Ered Luin, or the Easterlings of Rune. So get voting. The link is in the description to my YouTube community tab. There's a poll up there. Vote, 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 vote. Poll is good for the next 7 days. And then a winner will be announced on the community tab as well. And we'll get a cool custom intro made. And then the series will start the following week. I actually can't remember what difficulty settings Divide and Conquer is best balanced for, so I will have a chat with the mod team and find out about that. If you guys have any specific advice for version 5.0, if you've been playing the open beta yourselves, please do give it in the comment section. It has been a good while, I think 2 years nearly, since I last played Divide and Conquer. Way longer than I wanted it to be. But yeah, I've probably forgotten the kind of core mechanics. But yeah, if you specifically played 5.0, I know they overhauled and changed a lot of features and mechanics in this version. So feel free to hit me up with some advice, get me prepped and ready for this new series. So starting with the Woodland realm, let's just quickly look at their kind of overview here. They're a range focus faction, who'd have thought. Excellent archers, very expensive units, and very slow replenishment. So you have to, similar to the High Elves of Rivendell that we played last campaign, you have to be very careful with your units early and mid game. It's only right up towards the late game that you actually get enough territory and you kind of get your culture rolling to be able to constantly pump out some of your best troops. So that will make for a fairly challenging, fraught campaign. Notable units are the Hini Dawa, I'm probably butchering these, feel free to correct me, the Ered Hirith, and Ents. Won't read through all of that, but their long victory, which is what we will aim for, is hold 20 regions, including Woodland Realm, Plains of Orodruin, the Naked Hill, and eliminate Mordor and Dol Guldur. So they will march south through Mirkwood, through the Ravanian, and then into Mordor itself. Looking at the Remnants of Angmar overview, they are a well-rounded faction, versatile roster, multiple enemies, because, yeah, they're kind of sandwiched around all the good guys. The only potential ally they'll have are the Orcs of Gundabad right next to them. Armor-piercing specialists, though, so they will cut through their enemies like butter. Notable units for them include the Guardians of Khan Dum, Barrow Whites, and Darkblaze. Now, is anyone able to tell me, will their faction leader, will he be immortal? Will he keep coming back if he falls in combat? Does anyone know if they've included that mechanic? I know they've done it for some of the ring wraiths in the past. I seem to remember that. If they got defeated in battle and they would have normally died, they will respawn within a few turns, or you have to do a certain series of events and they'll come back. I don't know if that is the same for Angmar. Feel free to weigh in. Long victory condition for them is hold 40 regions, including the Old Witch Realm, Breland, the Angle. And we need to eliminate the Northern Dunedain, Breland, and the High Elves. So yeah, fully control this patch here. I'd probably say as an extra stretch here, you're going to want to try and take out the Dwarves of Ered Luin as well, because otherwise they are going to be a constant thorn in your side. Then on to the Dwarves of Ered Luin themselves. Overview, they are an infantry-focused faction, excellent pikemen and crossbowmen. Safe starting location. So probably the easier start from the list of factions that we have for this poll. No dedicated cavalry, so they'll rely on mercenaries. But actually that might be even more reason to play as them, Lionheart, because you're terrible with cavalry. Notable units include the Broadbeam Marksman, Longbeard Phalanx, the Gathol Guard, and the Dwarven Catapults. Their long campaign victory condition is hold 30 regions, including Ered Luin proper, Old Witch Realm, Western Peaks, Mountains of Gundabad, and eliminate the Goblins of Moria, Orcs of Gundabad, and Remnants of Angmar. Actually, yeah, didn't remember the Goblins of Moria will also potentially be an ally for Angmar, harassing the High Elves there. Yeah, so you'll be pushing east over the top and then down, kind of like the idea of just pushing and reclaiming the mountains. Probably linking on up with the Dwarves of Ered, not Dwarves of Ered Luin, Dwarves of Erebor as well. That could be pretty fun. And then finally, the Easterlings of Rune. Overview for them is a well-rounded faction, fiery missiles, potentially strong economy, and unite the tribes, which I guess is a kind of unique mechanic to them where I don't actually know how that works, so that'd be interesting to find out. Notable units include the Loch Inasrim, which I believe are the kind of poster boys of the Easterlings of Rune with that golden armor, the Surut Chariots, and the Dragon's Wrath Guildsmen. Well, they sound devastating. Their long victory condition is hold 40 regions, including Gathod, Dorwinion, Realm of Erebor, Realm of Dale, and eliminate Dwarves of Erebor, Kingdom of Dale, and the Vale of Dorwinion. I mean, looking at the Vale of Dorwinion, I'm yet to see a series or a campaign that I'm playing in where they don't get absolutely smashed. They're over here. So it's kind of a push up the Sea of Rune, following that river, smash Dale, smash Erebor, and have a wonderful time. So, those are your options. Woodland Realm, Elves of Mirkwood, Remnants of Angmar, Dwarves of Ered Luin, and Easterlings of Rune. Get voting. I cannot wait to start this series. All those factions, as I said, they've shortlisted. They all appeal to me in one way or another. If I had, because I know some people always say, which faction would you most like to play as Lionheart? I mean, I'd quite happily work my way through all 4 of these factions. But if there was one I said I would really like to play above the others first, it probably would be Angmar, just because I've been wanting to play as them for absolutely ages. But I'll leave it up to you guys. Happy voting. And I'll see you guys the week beginning the 27th with part 1. Until then, take care and ciao for now.